you made the point of that vulnerability that comes in self-discovery with someone else. I read something recently, as I'm approaching my wedding, it's like you fall in love with the person for all that they are and not the image that you have of them. You have to unlearn that image that you've created of them. And it goes with the same of self-intimacy, of being able to understand and love yourself. Is to interrogate and tear down, if you need to, your own self-image to actually find what's really going on in there.
I love that. One of the things that Heidi and I made a big point about is that choosing to love somebody, like every day is a choice. I wake up today and I choose to love you, and tomorrow I can wake up and choose not to, and on that day I'll walk away. And it feels very obvious to do that with somebody else, but sometimes it can be very hard to do it with ourselves. Today I wake up and I choose to love myself. One of the beautiful things about a long relationship is you fall in love with someone today. Chris, you are so wonderful. I love you today in all the ways that you are fabulously you and wonderfully you. And in 5 years, that Chris will be a different Chris. And you will choose to wake up on that day and say, oh, Chris, I love you for all the ways that you are the same and all the ways that you are different from the Chris you were 5 years ago and all the potential Chris's you're going to be and 5 years after. And so you eventually in time, you haven't fallen in love with one person. You've fallen in love with an infinite conglomerate of people that make up your Chris or make up my Heidi. And that's really wonderful. And I am really challenged in knowing that I unfortunately don't have that anymore with Heidi, but also challenged actually to turn that inward, that I need to remind myself to choose to love myself every day and all the ways that I am the same and different to who I was yesterday and 10 years ago and 10 years before that. It's an experience to evolve and people, I remember people saying like, if you look back on who you were 10 years ago and cringe, that means you've grown and that's growth and you shouldn't be sad about that. You should be actually really encouraged by that. But I think it's like you should look back at yourself and say like, I am doing my hardest and that is worthy of love regardless.
Exactly. I'm going to say it's almost, it is radical self-acceptance, right? And I remember with my partner learning that I thought that we were very, very different people. We are very, very different people. But to learn that we have so many shared experiences, and for me, the experiences that I look back on myself that I didn't like about myself, and the cringe, looking back and cringing, and for me to say, I know I'm deserving of love, and so who it would be so awful to not love someone else for those same things. And we all deserve to grow. We all deserve to change. And through radical self-acceptance, I've been able to radically accept others. And it's truly freeing. It's complete freedom. And in that process of, knowing if you're bi, knowing who you are, if you ever get there, it's that process as well of accepting yourself. And that means you can also accept others. You can have intimacy with yourself, which means you can have intimacy with others.